Okay folks, as promised in the previous video, today we're going to go over what in here gets packed in here. As you can see here, the middle compartment fully unzips, allowing you full access to the internal of the pack without having to undo the top. Bit of an organizer here. Keep your sleep system down here. This keeps it separate from everything else, so you can open the pack halfway if you need something in the middle, open it from the bottom if you need something from the bottom, or access the pack from the top. Getting us started here, we will take a look at my current pack. This is a loaner. It is a Jam Sport Carson 90 external frame pack. Weighs in approximately 4 pounds 13 ounces. Has a very large center pocket here. Draw down top. The zippers you can unzip from the top. Again, as you can see here, you can zip from the bottom, giving you free access into the pack. Lots of little compartments here on the front. You have a zipper that opens up, allows you access to the bottom, goes all the way down to the pack, and goes all the way up to the top on the outside. Use this mainly to store my tarp stakes, rain gear, bag cover, anything that's going to get wet or could get wet. I just keep in here for easy, quick access. On the side, this does have two pouches on the sides. Lots of room. Generally keep my water filtration system or electronics in here. Does have a couple of pockets here on the side. Unfortunately, the elastic in there is broke, so it's the main reason why I'm using the Nalgene bottle, because it fits snugly as opposed to a smart water bottle. Down here on the bottom, I've added these gear straps. My hopes is to move my tarp to the bottom of the bag, so free up a little bit more space on the outside or on the inside. Plus, where I have my tarp in the snake skins, will allow for them to hang here and dry as you're hiking throughout the day. Up here towards the top, like I said, that is a drawstring top, but you also have your brain here. Again, Jam Sport. Okay, let's get going into the cook system and water filtration. Here we have a Boundless Voyage 900 milliliter titanium pot. I do like having a dedicated coffee cup in the morning, so I've got a 300 cook and scoop titanium Snow Peak hot lips on top. Currently I'm using a Coleman 250. Stove is just the infamous BRS on Amazon. Very cheap stove, very good stove. We have a pot grabber, basically for the handles. As you can see, this here is stainless steel. The design is similar to the Stanley Cook Kit. The only difference is where this is a lot shorter, the handle does get a lot hotter, so that's where this comes in handy. Mini Bic lighter, Snow Peak titanium spork, Vikings purple, a microfiber cleaning towel. Water collection, we have the C-Knock dirty water bag. Love this thing. Works a lot better than the Sawyer bags that you get. Of course, this is the Sawyer Squeeze. First thing I did after our first trip, definitely replaced the gasket on the inside. You can use pretty much any gasket that you used for water hose. The main difference between this and the one that comes with it is there are little sections around here sticking out that really get up underneath the underneath there, so keeps it from falling out or sticking to your water bottle. I do a gravity fed system. This end connects to the bottom of the dirty bag. Got a shut off here so I can unscrew the Sawyer, take this down to get water, hang it back up, reattach the Sawyer, and you're good to go. Big point of contention out there, Nalgene bottles. Some people hate them, some people love them. I don't really care. 6 ounces, I get 2 liters. 1 ounce, I get 1 liter. Carry 2 bottles of these, you're only going to be saving 4 ounces. Maybe in the long run, when I'm done cutting weight in other areas, you know, that may be where I get the last of my weight savings. Of course, your eyes are not failing you. This here is a 1.75 liter flask. Yes, 3-day weekends. This is considered part of my base weight. For those of you that do the Sawyer Squeeze, instead of carrying the syringe here to back flush your Sawyer on long trips, this is probably something everybody out there already knows, but these sport top bottles, toppers that you can get, this little top fits perfectly right onto the Sawyer Squeeze. Use your water bottle, back flush it, and you saved a couple grams without having to carry this. Right, continuing on, we got the little things. Right up here we have the poop kit, bandana, wipes, deuce of spades, titanium purple. Figured, you know, goes in on a purple utensil, should come out on a purple utensil. Headlamp, this one is still a, we'll replace that later, but it works good for now. Just a general, I think you can get this at Walmart. Kind of sealed here in the back, makes it slightly waterproof. A friend of ours lost his one night in the creek. We found it the next morning, several hours later. Tried it out, still worked. Can't beat it. Power supply. Went with the big one. This is the RAV Power, I think 26,800 milliamp. Carry a cord for my phone. That's again another thing that's going to be replaced, but it's what I have. And a spare cord for those who carry, got Samsung, got Apple. So, you know, we've got that. Up here we have basically med kit, dental floss, toothpaste, daily meds, ear plugs, anything that I need on a daily basis stays in this bag. This one is for repair. It's a little bit bulky, probably need to get rid of a few things in there. But I've got everything in there from ibuprofen, spare set of batteries for this, haven't needed them yet. Band-aids, repair kit, pretty much anything you need. Spare tape is all found right here in this bag. Of course, this is considered one of my luxury items. I was carrying the lens wipes, but that just adds to extra garbage. More stuff to pack in, more stuff to pack out. This is refillable, a little bit less weight, plus I get more use out of it. Small thing of bug spray, I'll use that generally on the hike in on the weekend and on the hike out. Other than that, I never use it. Camp soap, probably should have been with the cooking stuff, but use it for pots and pans, clothes wash, hair wash, basically everything. It's biodegradable. 4-ounce container, I wanted the 2, but can't seem to find those on Amazon. And then last but not least, we have this little pad. Darwin affectionately refers to it as the ass pad. Comes in kind of handy. Sit down on the ground without getting yourself too awful dirty. But honestly, I find majority of the time I use it for ankle support when sitting around at camp. Works really well. Lays, I don't know, maybe an ounce. Doesn't take up much room. Plus, depending on the type of pack you have, this can be used as sort of a frame on the inside. Kind of keep things a little bit more upright. Clothing for this trip in particular is going to be slightly different. Shoes of choice are going to be just these sandals. Got a new buff to try out this upcoming trip. A long sleeve sun shirt. Majority of where we're going to be is going to be out in the sun. Mainly wear it just for protection. Official Ron John Surf Shop swimming trunks, and of course the Columbia floppy hat. Camp clothes, we have the Columbia Bahama 2 long sleeve shirt. Primarily for the mornings, I do tend to get a little chilly, so it's nice to have that to put on. Camp clothing, I just have a pair of synthetic shorts. It's going to be the first time I'm going to be using these shorts. I kind of like the way they're cut and the way they fit. These may actually become my primary hiking shorts themselves, but we'll see. Again, just a lightweight synthetic shirt. This one in a short sleeve version. Synthetic underwear. For the trip home, still going to stink to high heaven, but at least I'll have clean clothes. New synthetic underwear. Darn tough socks, and just a, I believe that's Adidas, shirt and shorts. One thing I very rarely ever take with me on the trail are going to be my prescription sunglasses. Again, majority of where we're going to be this trip is going to be exposed, lots of sunlight, so these will really help to take a lot of strain off of the eyes. Something I've never carried or used before, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to, is the Casio EK7000 Pro. This is the one with the touchscreen, action camera. Other than what has been reported on Amazon, I really haven't looked too much into this, but it fit my budget, so there you go. Of course, taking the charger. Spare battery, don't necessarily think I'll need it, but better have it and need it and not have it and be sorry. The wrist strap, which I actually really like, one button, take video, take a picture. So that should be pretty easy for me to figure out. Strap to hook this to my backpack. May or may not take this now that I'm thinking about it. Not going to be carrying a backpack on this trip, so that might just be dead grams. Head strap with the waterproof casing, and of course tripod. Never used any of this before. I went through just the general basics of this. Outside of that, I know how to turn it on. I've got the resolution for video set at 1080p, 30 FPS, so that should be pretty good. Stabilization is on, so we'll just kind of see how things go. This is mainly going to be for video. I'll take photos and things like that on my Samsung Note 9. That does seem to take pretty good pictures, even if when I upload it to YouTube. Capped at 440, doesn't always show it. So now rest assured, I do have a bag for this, so keeping with the theme. And working from the ground up on the sleep system, we have a Trailheadz gear sling. This hangs from the suspension of the hammock, allowing you to keep your pack, shoes, clothes, anything you want to keep off the ground, you can keep in this. Next up, we have the underquilt. Nothing really special here. This is just a one Tigress night protector. Runs about $60 on Amazon at the moment of filming. Rated for down to 40 degrees. I don't really know if I would take it that low, but it's worked out so far so good. Next up is the Trailheadz 11-foot 1.3 MTN hammock, continuous loop with buckle. Suspension is the 15-foot tree webbing from Dutchware, sewn at one end. And to hold me up off the ground, we're using just an Evo loop. Of course, we'll get into all of this later in the video in a more detailed feature of these items, as I've had those the longest, had the most nights on those, and can probably give a fairly decent review. Next up is the pillow. This is the Outdoor Vitals pillow. Not necessary for everybody, but I like just the extra little bit of support. Top quilt is again the Outdoor Vitals 30 degree storm loft quilt. Believe it's 800 fill power. Covering everything up is just a general gold armor nylon tarp, sil poly, I believe. Side of Trailheadz snake skins, and I stake it all out with just the stakes that came with it and the reflectic skylines. So let's take the main parts of the sleep system, get them set up outside, and we'll go over everything. Okay, as promised, here is the hammock. This hammock is from a company called Trailheadz. It is their Banshee netless. Material is a 1.3 MTN hybrid ripstop. It has a weight capacity of 275 pounds and a weight of 1.3 ounces per square yard. The hammock itself is an 11-foot with a fixed ridgeline. It is 65 inches wide. And for the hammock, the ridgeline organizer, and continuous loops with stuffed sack comes in at 11 ounces. This particular hammock does come in three types. You have, of course, this one, the Banshee. You have the Banshee net hammock, and you've also got the Banshee UL. All these hammocks can be found on their website, trailheadshammocks.com. There will be a link in the description below. Underneath the hammock is my gear sling. This says essentially for everything you don't want on the ground. Your pack could fit in there. Shoes, additional clothes, just anything you want to keep up off the ground. That is made out of a 1.0 Hyper D material and weighs 2.7 ounces. Weigh it well worth the extra weight. Dropping things down here for a better look. Again, from the continuous loop, everything from this point on are things that I have added on myself. So again, this will increase the weight of the hammock, clearly. I have just simple buckles. The webbing of choice is, I believe, the Dutchware 1-inch 15-foot tree huggers. It does have a sewn fixed in. And then up here, holding things together, is an Evo loop. This particular Evo loop is from a company called Autumn Outdoors. However, the design and invention of this particular product needs to be credited to a man by the name of John Myers. You can look him up. He does do several different suspension types. He has several tutorials on YouTube, and I believe sells through eBay. But this particular one is from Autumn Outdoors. Evo loop, button knot to hold everything together, and can be done one-handed. So it makes putting your hammock really simple without having to feed the end of the tree strap through the loop. So you can set this up in relative seconds. It is worth mentioning that both Trailheadz and Autumn Outdoors are very small cottage companies. They make everything from the hammocks, the suspensions, tarps, tie-outs, pretty much anything you need from top to bottom for your hammocking needs. I highly suggest checking out both companies. The material and craftsmanship are very well done. The stitching is great. This particular hammock, and I believe most of all of Trailheadz hammocks, come with these quilt hooks. Not entirely sure if they're available as of yet, but rumor has it they are going to start looking at doing quilts. Top quilt and under quilt, I do believe. As stated, these hammocks do come in a netted and netless version. One thing I did get from talking to the fine folks at Trailheadz is that the netted version you can get in what is considered a convertible, which means you can unzip the mesh bug net all the way down to one end to your foot box where it stays attached, but it'll allow for you to stuff the mesh in when you're not needing it. So again, it's not explicitly mentioned on the website, but definitely reach out to them if that's something that you would like to have as an added option. On a side note, current load times for Trailheadz and Autumn Outdoors at the moment of recording is approximately 12 weeks. This may seem like a long time. However, again, these are very small cottage companies. Everything you're getting is handmade, so it is definitely worth the wait. Like I said, the craftsmanship is just phenomenal.